Welcome to the Daily Jerry Anderson podcast, where the presenter is so moved by the emotionally charged interview Stephen Nolan graciously gave to his own show that in tribute he asks Mr. Coyle to, well, probe him.
Are you sure? You sure you want to do this?
Well, after hearing Vinny interviewing Nolan, I think it's time that I bared my soul because, I've been hiding behind, this facade for too long.
Yeah.
Now that Nolan has, revealed his innermost thoughts, I think it's time that... I think you... Okay, Sean.
Well, I know you fairly well.
But do you really? Do you really know me?
That's what I'm saying. Do I know...
I don't think you do really.
Do I know the real Jerry Anderson?
I don't think you do.
I mean, I remember first seeing you up on the stage with your white suit and your bass guitar.
How did you feel?
And I said, look at that guy there. He's got everything.
But I was frightened
Did
inside.
you have everything then,
no,
Jerry?
I was frightened inside. No, I was, Sean.
But how did you feel? The crowds were coming to see you.
Didn't mean anything to me because I was standing there. I know I was a handsome guy.
Yes.
I know I was standing. All the women wanted me, but
yes.
I was unsure of myself because I looked at the crowd and all I felt was fear, apprehension, and I felt maybe they'll find me out. Maybe they'll find out I'm just a timorous little beastie with my heart beating underneath my breastie. I said to myself, I'm not ready for this. And, it was all I could do, Sean, and I'm glad you asked me that. It was all I could do to prevent myself running back into the dressing room, taking off my clothes and running down the street saying, "This is me! This is me, the real me!"
But, Jerry, you toured all over Ireland.
Yes, I did, and I was very popular.
Right, and there were thousands and thousands of people
Hundreds of thousands of people.
Right, hundreds of thousands of people coming.
Get it right.
But when you went home and
yes.
you closed that door...
I was a different person.
In your mammy's house.
Yes.
What was the bond like between you and your mother?
I'm glad you asked me that, Sean. You see, my mother was a very unusual woman because she had me.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons she had me is because she said to my father, she said, "I want to do something special with my life." And he said, "What would you like to do, mother?" He called her mother too.
Yeah.
And she said, "I want to have a little Jerry." And he said, "I'll do the best I can." And by thunder, he came through. And she went to him and she said, "Look, there's my little Jerry. My life's complete. He's going to be a broadcaster." And do you know what she did?
No.
Instead of giving me a dummy and a rattle, do you know what she gave me? A little microphone.
No.
She put it in my hand and I would suck and go, and the first word I said, "Mama," she said, "Say it again, but slower." Mama.
But when you were alone at home with
yes.
with Mama,
yes,
didn't Mama give you advice? Did she guide you? Where did you get...
No,
there's an inner strength in you, Jerry.
There is.
There's a determination in you.
There is, isn't there?
Did that come from Mama?
I don't know. I think I had that
Did
myself.
it come from Dada?
Dada?
Yes.
Well, Dada didn't like me because
right.
Mother invested everything. As soon as she had me, she ignored him completely because he'd done his job. Do you know the way sometimes spiders eat their mate after they mate? Well, she didn't eat him, but she just nibbled at him.
Well, can I ask you now then,
yes,
Jerry,
anything, Sean.
What motivates you?
What motivates me?
Yes.
I don't know. I think it's probably Jesus. You see, a long time ago, something touched me. I was awake at night and I woke up in a cold sweat and there was a man standing at the side of the bed and I went, "This is not your house." He said, "It's all right, Jerry. I'm Jesus." I said, "What are you doing here?" "Just checking it." He said, "I've chosen you to be a broadcaster on Radio Ulster." I said, "No, not me. I'm not worthy." But he said, "Yes, you are, Jerry. You shall be famous and have loads of money."
But when you get up in the morning, you see, this is what I don't understand, but people like you who are so famous, you're so famous, and everyone wants a piece of you.
They do.
Right.
I wish they'd leave me alone.
When you get up in the morning, do you look in the mirror and say, "What Jerry Anderson are you going to be today?"
Well,
what Jerry Anderson comes through the doors of Radio Foyle?
I'm glad you asked me that because, sometimes I don't know what Jerry Anderson to be. As you well know, I sleep in different places depending on who I meet the night before. And sometimes I wake up in a strange room and I look in a strange mirror and I say, what Jerry will I be today? Will I be kind Jerry? Will I be angry Jerry? Will I be compassionate Jerry? Or will I be caring Jerry? But normally, as you know, I'm caring Jerry.
Well, what about money?
Money has never meant
money important to you?
Well, only from the point of view that it's handy to have when you go a message. But ask me why I don't change my car.
Well, that's what I was going to get to that. I mean, you have a beautiful home.
I have.
You wear beautiful. You wear very expensive clothing.
Yes, I do.
And you dress well.
I do.
And yet you drive a car that must be at least 6 years old. My goodness gracious!
I know it's so ridiculous. People say to me, "Look at your car. It's 6 years old."
Yes, 6. How old is that car?
Well, do you know what I thought to myself?
No.
I looked at that car and I said, how how many cars can you have?
Yeah.
And I went, a whole lot. But I said, do I really want all those cars? I said, no, I don't want all those cars. Do you know, that's a good car. It runs well. And I ordered a new car a number of times, and the man came to the door. I said, take that new car away. Take that new car away. I don't want to look as if I'm somebody I'm not. I'm happy with this old 6-year-old car. It's a lovely car. I'm going to keep it because I'm not going to be flamboyant. And do you know what money means to me? Nothing.
Well,
I spit on your money.
Can I ask you one final...
I haven't much time left.
One final question.
Okay.
And I want the real Jerry Anderson...
Do you?
...to answer this.
Okay.
And...
I don't know, Sean, I'm sorry.
Can I...
Yeah.
Can I ask you, Jerry...
Yeah. The police get asked quick. I'm still mourning Cheetah.
I'm just putting in a few silences,
Just
pauses. Okay.
They're a wee bit short. Make them longer.
Okay. Jerry...
Too long. Shh, keep it going.
Is
Yes.
Is the real... Now, I mean...
Yes.
The real...
Yeah.
Jerry
Mm-hmm.
Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like you to answer this as honestly as you possibly can.
Oh, don't put me in a spot like that.
Yeah. Is the real Jerry Anderson happy?
No. I'm afraid of everything. Do you remember the Wizard of Oz? Do you remember the Cowardly Lion?
Yeah.
Put 'em up! Put 'em up!
What would you say now to...
Put 'em up!
What would you say now to the bosses at the BBC? What would you say to them now if you had the opportunity of sitting down in a room with them? What would you say to them? What does Jerry Anderson really want in broadcasting?
I want to be a god. It's been an emotional morning. Yesterday's news of the death of Tarzan's hairy companion Cheetah has upset the presenter. He reaches out for help, but none comes. I don't know about you, but overnight I couldn't stop thinking about Cheetah.
No, I never thought about Cheetah. I must
You see, you don't care about chimps.
No.
You don't. I've noticed this before. I've talked about chimps before and you don't care. You have no interest in them.
No.
Chimpanzees, we call them.
Yes.
And you should be very, very... Because after all, they're only one gene removed away from what we are.
Right.
That makes no sense, does it?
No.
No, apparently 99% of the genes we share.
Well,
But I mean,
like
how could
bananas.
you get into them genes? We bow legs. You know, anyway, apparently it says on the website that Cheetah was outgoing. He loved finger painting and he liked to see people laugh. You know, in many ways like me, except for the finger painting. She said, it was said that he seemed to be tuned into human feelings, you know. Mm-hmm. And Cheetah, did you know that Cheetah was the chimp in Bedtime for Bonzo? Remember the movie that Ronald Reagan made about the chimp?
No.
Did you know that was Cheetah?
No, I didn't.
You see, the stuff I know. Cheetah was the comic relief in the Tarzan series, of course, starring American Olympic gold medal swimmer Johnny Weissmuller. Apparently, the sanctuary where he lived in, the volunteer, a fellow called Ron Priest, said on the internet that when Cheetah didn't like what was going on, he would throw his excrement.
Right.
Now, do you do that?
No,
seriously, do
No.
I do that? That's the 1% difference.
Yeah.
I never do that. See, when I am upset, I never throw excrement. I do not. Apparently, did you watch Great Expectations last night?
No.
It was great.
No, it wasn't.
Do you know?
Because I know. And I know.
And
I know I'm right.
You
You know I'm right.
You didn't watch it?
Because I went to my wife and I said to my wife, did you watch it? She says, yes. I said to her, would I have liked it? She says, I don't think so. I said, is it turned all lovey-dovey? And she says, kind of, yes. That's exactly. It's going to be a big
Kind of, yes?
Yes.
In other words, would I like it? In other words, if she says you wouldn't like it,
Yes.
it means it's no good?
No, my wife would know. Yes, it's no good. It's no good. And you know
No,
it's
but
no
because
good.
you don't
You
like-
know it's no good.
It was great last night.
No.
It was a deepening of character.
No, the paper's already saying that it's weak in the last 2 episodes.
God, don't be silly.
Yes, they're already saying it, and I was right. Na, 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 na. Did you see Tommy Cooper?
No.
Did you not?
No.
It was very good.
What was?
Tommy Cooper.
Tommy Cooper.
The Untold Story.
Oh, why didn't you say that? It was a documentary about Tommy Cooper?
Yeah, it's on for an hour and a half.
I didn't see that.
I know you didn't.
Apparently, a person was complaining about Great Expectations. It was great, I thought, last night. Did you see the plastic wrapping on the lampshade? Did you see that?
No.
Talking about continuity errors.
Well, another thing that they missed out on too was that the clocks were stopped at the wrong time.
What are you, some kind of time and motion expert?
No, but I know. I mean, Miss Havisham received the letter at 20 minutes to 3 saying that the wedding was off and they had the clock stopped at 11 o'clock.
You should be a traffic warden. A daffodil was seen in Cultraw on Boxing Day.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. And a lady called Christine says, I can't pronounce that, poinsettia? How do you pronounce it? Poinsettia. The undertone will know that.
What's that?
Poinsettia. Poinsettia. I don't know the names of flowers. Do you know
No.
that? I can't say hydrangea. Do you know? I don't even know if that's right.
No, I don't.
It just goes to show you know me from a working class background.
Yeah, roses,
you don't
tulips.
Know, you don't. Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah,
you can say pea the beds.
No, I can say daisies, roses.
But you can't say
daffodils. I can't say
rhododendron.
Rhododendron. Is it rhododendron or rhododendron?
No, it's rhododendron.
Rhododendron. There you are. You see,
my mother used to call them rhododendrons.
That's what we call them, rhododendrons.
I know, but see, we didn't know any better. Talk turns to supermarkets, not the natural territory of Coilus interruptus, but sometimes, when the sun is as high as an elephant's eye, he is allowed to roam free. John McCraig was on asking about it, and during the course of the conversation, he said, talking about, when I go to the supermarket, of course I don't go to the supermarket, my wife looks after that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then he said it again. About a minute later, he said, of course, I don't go to the supermarket myself. What would I be doing at the supermarket? My wife does all that kind of thing. So there's a man, I bet you he wouldn't let his wife drive him. As a man, a macho man, a man who's insecure. Inside, we were talking about, remember when you were interviewing me?
Yeah.
I'm like that, I'm insecure inside.
Well, you see, my wife wouldn't let me go to the supermarket.
That's because you'd bring back a load of crap.
She wouldn't trust me.
I know, but the point is you wouldn't know where the supermarket was. That's not that you wouldn't go. But you would go if you were asked, wouldn't you?
I would go, but
you would, yeah.
when
you go on a protest.
I used to go.
Well, you see,
and my wife would send me to a particular supermarket that she knew well, and then she would direct me round the supermarket with a note.
Mm-hmm.
When you go in, there's fresh fruit and veg, buy bag of spuds, and then on down the aisle, then you'll get the biscuits, buy a couple
John,
of
you don't mind if I discontinue this?
I was guided around the supermarket with a note.
I kind of know where this is going. Anyway, apropos what we were talking about, this person writes to me and said, do you know that the person who sleeps on the right-hand side of the bed usually drives the car? Do you know that? What side of the bed do you sleep in? Right or left?
Would I have a look at the bed? What do I want to see?
Okay, imagine you're getting into bed. Can you see yourself getting into bed tonight?
Right.
Do you know what side you get in? I get in the left-hand side.
I have to see.
I'm in the left-hand side. I always sleep in the left-hand side.
As you're looking at the bed, are you looking at the bed or are you lying in the bed?
As you're lying in it.
As you're lying in the bed.
Lying in it, yeah. If you're on the left-hand side, your left arm is hanging, your left leg is hanging over the side of the bed. And no, the blue.
Right. If I'm lying in the bed, my arm's hanging over the bed.
Do you know the leg in the morning that's hanging out of the bed that's blue?
Right. Yes.
That's the blue leg. What side does
what
that
leg's
hang out?
What leg's hanging
What's
out?
the handiest? The leg that's nearest to the bed that hangs out, not the one that's over
right. Right.
That means you're on the right-hand side of the bed.
But that's only when you're lying down. But
yes.
As you approach it, it's the left, is it not?
No, but when you're lying down, it's the right-hand side.
The right-hand side. Yeah. I would lie.
You're on the right-hand side.
On the right-hand side.
Took you an awful long time to figure that out. Well, it means that you drive. I drive on. I sleep on the left-hand side of the bed, so I don't care if anybody drives me or not. As a matter of fact, if I ever get loads of money like Nolan, I'm going to get a chauffeur, and she's going to be a woman. Mr. Coyle is worried. The reputation of a fictional animal is being neglected. A wrong must be righted, but not without his usual guess what I'm thinking about routine, which annoys the presenter greatly. A gentleman writes to me and says, you've been heaping unwarranted praise on Cheetah for his performances with Tarzan, even though all he could do was scream and point. That's all he used to do. And point. You can't see me point. And he'd take Tarzan by the hand and lead him towards the baddies, which in our case were always people. Easy stuff, but nothing compared to Skippy the Bush Kangaroo. Skippy the Bush Kangaroo has been sadly neglected, I think, in recent years.
I never watched Skippy.
Skippy was a big friend of mine.
I'll tell you someone I was thinking about last night in my bed.
Cheetah?
No. You never, ever hear of this person. This person is never, ever, ever mentioned now.
Name that person who's never heard of.
Come on.
Go on.
You never hear anyone talk about this person now.
Hitler.
Now, bear in mind, we're talking about Skippy and we're talking about Cheetah.
Mussolini.
No.
Oh, you mean an animal?
No.
Lassie.
Yes, more or less. Yes,
Lassie?
An animal, but no.
Lassie's an animal?
No, but this is not a
Rin
real...
Tin Tin.
This is not a real animal.
Oh, not a real animal.
No.
Basil Brush.
No. Close, very, very close.
Lenny the Lion.
No, I like Lenny the Lion.
Soft spot, eh?
Aye.
Sooty.
Not Sooty. Close. You're getting very close now.
Bye-bye, Sooty.
Come on.
Bye-bye. Sweep.
You never hear him mentioned.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Close. I thought you were going to say it there.
Rudolph.
No.
Rupert the Bear.
Aye.
Rupert the Bear.
Whatever happened to Rupert the Bear?
I think after the magazine Oz finished him. And now, a musical and technological breakthrough in the future. There will be no need to spend long periods of time learning to play a brass instrument. A listener demonstrates the human method.
Do you want to hear the trumpet?
Yeah, of course I do.
Hold on.
She's not the usual type of caller
Just
we
a
get
minute
in
now.
this. Yeah,
It's a bit new to me.
it's okay.
Hold on now.
I'm hanging on.
Wait for it. This is the LSO.
London Symphony Orchestra. It's a man singing, I hear.
Hold on now.
Does it take long?
The poor hen that woman was despising the other day.
I know.
The hen was doing her best. Here we go. You all right so far?
I wasn't expecting
Will
that.
it continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Terry!
Yes, it's great. Go ahead.
Right, hold on.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. Oh. I won. I must phone you some night. Thank you for listening. Back to Mara.